Ravenna School District Board of Education, March 23rd, 2026 business meeting to order. Please stay. Oh,
Roll call.
Call the
Mrs.
roll.
Seaman?
Here.
Mrs. Calhoun?
Here.
Mrs. Dennison?
Here.
Mrs. Raynone?
Here.
Mr. Wisniewski?
Here.
All right, please stand for the pledge. And a moment of silence. Thank you. Are there any additions or corrections to the agenda?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Could I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Got it.
Roll call?
Mrs. Calhoun?
Yes.
Mrs. Dennison?
Yes.
Mrs. Raynone?
Yes.
Mrs. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Wisniewski?
Yes.
All right, anybody signed up for?
No, ma'am. No one
Recognition.
signed up for
Okay.
recognition of public.
All right, thank you. And now, Mr. Rybelen, Face of a Raven.
Okay, board members, if you could head up to the stage. At this time, if all the students and staff members could head over to this side of the stage, find your principal or teacher. We're going to do the adults first and then the staff members. I'm sorry, adults first, then the students. For those of you who don't know what Face of a Raven is, we have monthly awards for students and staff who are nominated by either fellow coworkers or staff members for the great things that they do here at school. And so we like to recognize them each month. What we're going to do is call the staff. Staff, go to the front, please. Work your way up. We're going to do the staff first, and then once we're all done with everyone, we're going to take a brief recess. We're going to go out into the cafeteria here. We'll take pictures and everything. Once pictures are done, you're free to leave, but you're also more than welcome to stay for the board meeting should you choose to do that, okay? All right, our first staff member is Mrs. Randolph, the principal at West Main Elementary School. Mrs. Randolph had 3 nominations from her staff. It says that she consistently goes above and beyond the responsibilities typically associated with the principal role. She is a visible and active presence in the building, frequently stepping into classrooms to support students and staff when substitutes are not available, ensuring that learning continues smoothly. Mrs. Randolph also stands firmly behind her teachers, advocating for them and addressing parent concerns with professionalism and fairness, which helps maintain a supportive and respectful school environment. Her willingness to step in wherever she is needed, her commitment to supporting staff, and her focus on doing what is best for students demonstrate strong leadership and a genuine dedication to the success of the entire school community. Others wrote that based on leadership, initiative, and support she consistently demonstrates, Mrs. Randolph would be an excellent choice to serve as one of the principals moving forward. And finally, another staff member wrote that she is an exceptional leader to work under. In her first year as principal, she has done an outstanding job building strong relationships with both staff and students. She's dependable, supportive, and consistently works to meet the needs of everyone in the school community. She wears many hats, serving as nurse, counselor, behavior support, mentor, and disciplinarian whenever needed, and approaches every situation with professionalism, care, and a genuine commitment to helping others. So, congratulations, Mrs. Randolph. Our next staff member is Mrs. Malia Livingood. She's our attendance secretary at the high school. This staff member wrote that she is the face of the office and handles all that comes in professionally and respectfully. They've noticed students take very well to her and speak about school or life issues. This year, nominating staff members new to the school system and says that Mrs. Livingood has been super helpful in her adjustments. So congratulations to Mrs. Livingood. Our next staff member is Mrs. Debbie Remley. She's an IS at Brown Middle School. 2 nominations from fellow staff members. It says Mrs. Remley is who you call on when you need anything. A bag of chocolate chips, she has it. Reading interventions, wait, let her look. Even when you don't ask, she's there for everyone. Recently, one of our own was injured, and Mrs. Remley started a meal train. That's who she is, always there helping, and always the face of a Raven. The other staff member wrote that she works very hard to come up with engaging ways to help her students learn. She has offered her students' families and BMS staff opportunities to participate and contribute to the learning experiences in her classroom. She has a positive outlook toward teaching and learning and comes to work each day ready to help her students learn. She arrives early most days to get ready for her day and is usually the first person I see at Brown every morning. I truly enjoy hearing about the activities and lessons she has planned for her students and her cheerful outlook to the start of the day. Congratulations, Mrs. Remley. And our final staff member is Mr. James Williamson. He's an IS at Ravenna High School. Mr. Williamson had 3 staff nominations. It says he's a huge supporter and cheerleader for the students, passionate and kind about each and every student. He has facilitated testing of our students. He has volunteered to take on extra students in his classroom and has contributed to a very successful DSPU program. He is an extremely strong advocate for all of students and all the abilities and approaches every single situation with compassion. He has visibly gone above and beyond for the students and is extremely deserving of the award. The other staff members wrote that he's one of the most flexible and understanding, patient, supportive adults we have at RHS. He is always ready to help anyone with their graduation credits, completing assignment, working on their OMJ paperwork, earning industry credentials, and even mediating drama. Besides working with students with disabilities, he's the instructor for the DSPU program. Absolutely perfect fit for it. He is always advocating for students and looking for the next best opportunity. So congratulations, Mr. Williamson. All right, you ready? Our student of the month from preschool this month is Sebastian Salabek. Sebastian is a responsible role model in all our classrooms at all times. He is always helpful and kind to all of his classmates, and he sets an amazing example for everyone. He's escorted by Mrs. Pearson today. Mrs. Coleman was out ill today, so we thank her for coming by. Congratulations, Sebastian. All right. Our next student is kindergartner Iris Knight. Iris has improved so much this school year. She started off the year with no preschool background and initially struggled with being at school for a full day. However, over the past few months, she has grown tremendously. She is now becoming a model student who is respectful, responsible, and in control. She comes to school each day ready to learn, and everyone can see how far she's come, and everyone is so proud of her at Williard. Congratulations, Iris. Our student from West Main is Zuri Beach. She's in 4th grade. Zuri Beach is being recognized as the Raven of the Month for demonstrating extraordinary bravery, maturity, and strength during an unexpected and frightening situation. One morning during arrival, Zuri's mother experienced sudden medical emergency, and while they were waiting outside the building, despite witnessing something very traumatic, Zuri showed remarkable courage and composure. She immediately came to the front doors to alert staff and clearly communicated that her mom needed help, ensuring that adults could respond quickly. In a moment when many adults would struggle to remain calm, Zuri acted with incredible presence of mind. Even more impressive was her decision to remain at school for the entire day, showing resilience and determination in the face of a very difficult experience. Zuri's quick thinking, bravery, and strength are a powerful example of the character we value in our Raven community, and we are incredibly proud of her. All right, our middle school student is Cordelia Brunton from grade 6. Cordelia is always first in line to help others and works very hard to succeed. Even when things are difficult, she asks questions until she understands what is expected, then goes out of her way to get things done. She is a friend to everyone and a pleasure to have in class. She is a shining example of what it means to be respectful, responsible, and in control. Congratulations to Cordelia. And our final student is from Ravenna High School, 11th grader Madeline Brode. As an RHS Face of a Raven nominee, Madeline consistently demonstrates being respectful, responsible, and in control. She is actively involved in many clubs, always willing to help peers and staff, and goes the extra mile on coursework. She is a positive reflection of Ravenna High School and our school community. Congratulations, Madeline. Okay, at this time, we're going to take a brief recess. We're going to meet out right behind this wall here for pictures. Make sure you get as many pictures as you'd like. Like I said, you're more than welcome to stay, or at this time, after the pictures, you're more than welcome to head on out as well. Thank you.
Okay. Next is treasurer's update.
Alrighty, Mr. If you can put that visual up on the board, please. So to the board members, you have copies of the February monthly report. So this is where we look at our expenditures and our revenues as compared to the most recent forecast. Well, we just did the forecast in February, so there's not much changed. So basically, our revenue is exceeding our projected forecast by a little over 84,000. Our expenditures are down 196,000, and the result is a increase in our cash on hand of 280,000. Most of this is just due to timing. It'll play out in the next couple months, and we would eliminate that cash on hand. The other thing tonight in one of our board resolutions that Mr. Rybland will be doing will be the sale of Tappan. I just wanted to remind the board and the community that when you sell a building, those funds, the proceeds of the funds do not go back to the general fund. It goes to a PI fund, which only can have the same purpose of the usage of the PI funds, which is for maintenance of buildings, for renovations, and for a purchase of a building. So I just wanted to make sure that everyone's aware of that. The next thing I wanted to talk about is 3 proposed House bills, and it's being touted as the trilogy. So the first one is House Bill 420, which would eliminate continuing property tax levies, which is all of our levies with the exception of one. So school districts, cities, library, any entities that receive levy money would have to go to the ballot like every 5 years and get those renewed every 5 years. The next one is House Bill 421, and it is an arresting inside millage. So right now, communities get 10 inside millage that is not voted on by the residents. What it allows is for voters to reduce the inside millage through initiative. So this means that they can get signatures and put it on as a vote to reduce or eliminate inside millage. The next one is House Bill 422, and this raises the approval threshold for property tax levies. So right now, you basically need the majority for a vote to be in favor, and now it raises it from 60 to 67% depending upon the levy, and that's going to be for any levy, not just school levies. So these are in proposal right now, and that is the trilogy. And that is my report for finance.
And superintendent's update.
Thank you. Just a couple updates about what's going on around the district. Spring sports are beginning to kick off. We've got track at both the high school and middle school, softball and baseball. I did notice that we do have cheerleading tryouts happening this week as well, and they're practicing over in the gym next to us. Next week is spring break, so we'll be off the entire week without students. Offices will be open all days except for Good Friday next week. Also, this week I'm supposed to be attending a meeting with several other staff members for the Gear Up grant. We did talk about this earlier in the year. Gear Up stands for Gaining Early Awareness and Readiness for Undergraduate Programs. And it's a national program designed to encourage more young people to have high expectations for education, stay in school, study hard, take the right courses to prepare for college and career success. We were awarded this back in August of last year. We have not received any of the funding. The federal government has put that grant on hold, so we're hoping on Wednesday when we meet up in Cleveland that we're going to hear more information about those grant dollars being released, even though we were awarded that. So we're crossing our fingers. Also, as we're beginning to prepare and plan for next year, I know there are a lot of changes. Williard will remain K2, but Brown Middle School will be coming grades 3 through 6, and the high school 7-12 We've been meeting weekly to plan for those events. I am meeting with staff this week and the week after spring break to update them on the changes. We have had 8th grade orientation and scheduling already going on. And then as we move towards the end of the year, we will be having opening meetings and orientations for 3 through 6 at Brown and the 7th and 8th graders that are coming to the high school next year, which is going to be closer towards the end of the school year as we are trying to not transition everyone too early, but still give them enough time to plan before school's out. And then we'll also have the traditional orientations over the summer leading into school. But we will be meeting with our upcoming third through 6th graders closer to the end of the year, as well as the new 7th and 8th graders that are coming up to the high school. And finally, many of you may have seen the article in the newspaper about the Ohio Facilities Commission project. As a district, we are exploring all the options that we can. Nothing's been set in stone yet, but I just wanted to make sure that everyone understands that when a school district is offered these type of grant monies to build, it's our job to do our due diligence to explore all those options as we move forward. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Next, we have reports of the board. Maplewood report, and that would be me. On Thursday, we visited the Automotive Service Technology Program. It was very interesting. The teacher's been there 11 years, and he's really has done a good job with these kids. I asked one of them, we asked all of them why they went into this program, and I really liked what the one girl said. She was very, very strong on this. She said, I went into this because there will always be cars, and they will always need fixed, and I will always have a job. And so I thought that was pretty succinct.
That's great.
I also have the yearly achievement report, and this is the report of the students who have either finished in first place or are going to the regionals or going to be state qualifiers in the skills program or in the family community career program. And I'm going to read their names because this is really quite an achievement. Also, there are a few kids who have gotten their OSHA 10 certification, which means they will be able to tell their employer that they are cleared to work on certain things, that they know how to do it safely. And we had 3 also who passed the registered dental exam, which means they can now take x-rays, and they'll soon be doing their certification for being able to do the teeth cleaning and other things that are necessary. Blake Cutting received his OSHA certification, and he also got first place in the Skills USA in cabinet making. Zach Kirka got his OSHA certification. Julian Stone got his OSHA certification, and we had one more. Dean Wilson also got his OSHA certification. First place in criminal justice went to Ryan Eldridge, and he is a regional and a state qualifier. Candace Davis, Marcus Hutchison, and Catherine Huth all passed the dental exam, the registered dental exam. And Gloria Calhoun, got the Silver Award for Language and Literacy. Grace Kidd received first place in the observation and assessment in the early childhood department, and she is a regional qualifier and is also a state qualifier. Matthew Fuller, he received first place. He's in the medical research or medical program. He received first place in basic health care, and he is going straight to the state. Jordan C. and Preston Vargo both became regional qualifiers in the welding department, and that's really become a big deal. If anybody watched 60 Minutes, they talked about how desperate the need is for welders in their boat building, and they make really good money. So it's a great thing for kids to go in, and kids have realized this, I think, because that program is filled. And also they're recruiting for next year, and I think they've pretty much got that filled too. Other than that, we have the National Honor Society induction on April 16th at 6 p.m. in the cafeteria. And on May 27th, the Senior Awards Ceremony, 7 p.m., Kent State University Mack Center. And that's my report. Next report is on Parks and Rec.
Yeah, the Ravenna Parks and Recreation will be holding the Easter extravaganza on Saturday, April 4th from 10 to noon at the John Tonomonio City Park. And the Easter Bunny will be there, and touch a truck, and there'll be games and prizes and face painting, all kinds of things. The egg hunt times are by ages, and that information is posted on the website, but we're hoping that a lot of the community will come out and support this event. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Reports of the treasurer.
Yes, we have a consent agenda, 12A, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 12A1 is the approval of the February 23rd business meeting. 12A2 is the acceptance of gifts and donations. 12A3 is the financial reports for the month of February. And 12A4 is the approval of then and now payments.
So moved.
Second?
Is there any discussion? Roll call?
Mrs. Calhoun?
Yes.
Mrs. Dennison?
Yes.
Mrs. Raynone?
Yes.
Mrs. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Wisniewski?
Yes.
Okay, the next we have is a consent agenda, 12A 5 and 6, and this is 12A5 is the approval of supplemental appropriations, and 12A6 is the approval of the certificate 412.
All right, can I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All right. Is there any discussion? Roll call.
Mrs. Calhoun?
Yes.
Mrs. Dennison?
Yes.
Mrs. Raynone?
Yes.
Mrs. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Wisniewski?
Yes.
The next is a consent agenda, 12A7, 8, 9, and, or I'm sorry, 12A7. And 12A7 is the acceptance of our tax adjustment rates to the county.
All right, could I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Roll call?
Mrs. Calhoun?
Yes.
Mrs. Dennison?
Yes.
Mrs. Raynone?
Yes.
Mrs. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Wisniewski?
Yes.
Motion carried. Go ahead.
Next is a consent agenda, 12A, 8, 9, and 10. These are our resolutions approving the filing of complaint against real estate property. They're
Right.
both 8, 9, and 10. They're done by parcel numbers.
Okay, could I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or any discussion?
Yeah. Okay, so these are properties that have sold, correct?
So they sold, and so their property value taxation was at an older value, so then we submit a filing for it to be reviewed, so then these have been reviewed and in our favor.
Okay, because they all sold for over $1 million.
Yes.
Yeah, so, okay, so that's why we're filing, because we didn't necessarily get what.
So that's just that we're, when we file, we're asking them to look at the property tax values and reassess if we are entitled to more tax revenue. And it's only businesses.
All right, roll call?
Mrs. Calhoun?
Yes.
Mrs. Dennison?
Yes.
Mrs. Raynone?
Yes.
Mrs. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Wisniewski?
Yes.
Motion carried. Now we go to reports and recommendations of the superintendent.
Thank you. 13A are business recommendations. Number 1 is a standalone. It's to approve a purchase service agreement with the city of Ravenna for our second school resource officer, Chase Fife.
Could I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All right, any discussion?
Just a question, what was the replacement for? Like, was this just not just a change?
The
in
first one decided that wasn't the route they wanted to take, and so this is a new officer that's going to be filling in the second role.
Good, thank you.
All right. Roll call?
Mrs. Calhoun?
Yes?
Mrs. Dennison?
Yes.
Mrs. Raynone?
Yes.
Mrs. Seaman? Mr. Wisniewski?
Yes.
Motion carried.
13A, 2, 3, and 4 are consent agendas. The first is to approve a service agreement with Maxim Healthcare Services for a special ed student. Number 3 is to approve a service contract agreement between Positive Education Program to meet the needs of students that are in residential treatment. And number 4 is to provide transportation for that student as well.
All right, could I have a motion?
So moved.
Who's second?
Second.
Okay, thank you.
All right, any roll call?
Mrs. Calhoun?
Yes?
Mrs. Dennison?
Yes.
Mrs. Raynone?
Yes.
Mrs. Seaman? Mr. Wisniewski?
Yes.
Motion carried.
13A5 is a standalone resolution. Mrs. Fashing is requesting the board approve the district to permit paper and pencil administration for third grade English language arts and math tests for next school year. This is an annual resolution we have to pass.
I have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Mrs. Calhoun?
Yes?
Mrs. Dennison?
Yes.
Mrs. Raynone?
Yes.
Mrs. Seaman? Mr. Wisniewski?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Number 6 is a standalone to approve the electricity bid participation with the Ohio Schools Council for the spring of 2026 electricity purchase program bidding process. We work together with the Ohio Schools Council and over 300 school districts to get the best possible rates.
All right, could I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Mrs. Calhoun?
Yes.
Mrs. Dennison?
Yes.
Mrs. Raynone?
Yes.
Mrs. Seaman? Mr. Wisniewski?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Number 7 is to approve the fuel purchase agreement with the city of Ravenna effective April 1st through March 31st of 29 at the same rate that we've been paying for the last few years.
Could I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Mrs. Calhoun?
Yes?
Mrs. Dennison?
Yes.
Mrs. Raynone?
Yes.
Mrs. Seaman? Mr. Wisniewski?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Number 8 is to approve an agreement to resurface the tennis courts at Ravenna High School with Vasco. Again, they're being through the bid process with the Ohio Schools Council, and this is part of our long-term renovation project.
Could I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll
Just
call?
I have a
Oh,
question.
sorry.
How long does the resurfacing last? Like, how often do we need to do that?
At best, we'll probably get 5 years.
Okay.
The problem is there's very little protection against the crack.
Yeah.
And so we're addressing the current cracks. We do a warranty on their repair. That doesn't mean that new cracks won't appear. Yeah, you want to try to stick with every 5 years doing a resurface and filling in low spots where this tunnel's forming.
And when was the last time that we had it done?
We've put a couple Band-Aids on the last
That's what I was
few
wondering.
years,
It's been a
but this is
while.
more of a resurface.
Okay, this is exciting.
Step up and then try to move to the point where we actually have to break the
Yeah.
surface down and redo
That's good. Thank you.
Roll call?
Mrs. Calhoun?
Yes.
Mrs. Dennison?
Yes.
Mrs. Raynon?
Yes.
Mrs. Seaman? Mr. Wisniewski?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Resolution number 9 is to approve the sale of Tappan Elementary School to Education Alternatives.
Could I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Discussion or questions? Roll call.
Mrs. Calhoun?
Yes.
Mrs. Dennison?
Yes.
Mrs. Raynon?
Yes.
Mrs. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Wisniewski?
Yes.
Thank you. Number 10 is to adopt the 26-27 school calendar. We have a calendar committee that submits 2 to 3 calendars, and that's voted on through the staff, and they chose option C, which is included in your link here for the 26-27 school year.
Could I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Mrs. Calhoun?
Yes.
Mrs. Dennison?
Yes.
Mrs. Raynon?
Yes.
Mrs. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Wisniewski?
Yes.
All right. Number 11 is our favorite one. We're going to be approving first readings of new board policies and bylaws, and 12 would be to approve second readings and or revise board policies and bylaws. And then number 13 is to rescind or reject one of those board policies that will be made up in one of the new revisions. Mrs. Plageman and I are going to tag team these since there's a lot of things that deal with the treasurer's office here. If we can have a motion first, and then we can talk about them.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
All right, discussion.
All right. The first one is a new policy. We'll be reading the new policies this month and next month since they need 2 readings. It's policy 2431.06, name, image, and likeness in athletics, or if you've heard about all the college NIL deals, the Ohio High School Athletic Association has passed an emergency referendum bylaw just this past November for NIL. This case was triggered by a case that was filed against OHSAA challenging their prior ban on NIL. So this new policy is consistent with bylaw 4.1 from OHSAA. I don't see this going into place, but we have to have the policy there just in case.
The next one, this is policy 6465, and you're going to notice in some of the other policies that they're very similar. So this is being by a ruling by the auditor of state where school district employees are eligible to receive the rewards for certain kind of programs like hotels or airplane miles or some kind of discount program. So that is just a change in the ruling on the auditor of state. The next one is also mine. This is 6425, use of a district tax exempt certification. And this is change where school district employees cannot be vendors and use our tax exemption. So if we want to use our tax exemption, that has to be done by either our district credit card or through a vendor. So for example, a staff member can't go out and buy snacks, use our certificate, and then get reimbursed because that tax exemption certificate is aligned to the district, not to an individual employee. The next are yours.
The next ones are all related to either being a second reading or revised. I believe they're all revised at this point. I think you've got the first one there, Mrs. Plageman. Job-related expenses.
Oh, I'm sorry. So job-related expenses. So there's 2 job-related expenses. One is a $3,000 and one's a $4,000. They're exactly the same. It's just they refer to the classified or the certified. So basically what we're saying is if a staff member is approved to attend like professional development or a seminar because of their job, that their expenses will be reimbursed as approved prior to them attending. Now, there is one thing that was in the old policy that we did eliminate. It did say that if you had $100 or less and didn't turn in a receipt, we'd still reimburse you, and no, that's not the case. You have to have a receipt. So we are not reimbursing unless a staff member has a receipt.
Thank you. The next one is Policy 5112, entrance requirements. House Bill 114 this year requires public schools to admit kindergarten to any child who will be 5 years old by the first day of instruction. This is different. We used to have a deadline of August 1st or September 1st, depending on what the school chose. This year it's starting that it will be on the first day of instruction for school. And as well as the law also declares that a child must be 6 by September 30th for enrollment in the first grade. The next policy, 5223, religious time for religious instruction. House Bill 57 permits the districts to set time limits on student attendance and release time for religious instruction over time parameters previously established by House Bill 96. And as you can see, we've set it by period during the week to limit it to one period during that week per day. Policy 5421 is the grading policy, and these have been revised to reflect the Governor's Merit Scholarship, which has been fantastic to our students. The top 3% of each class get $5,000 for all 4 years of their college education, and this has just been revised to meet the requirements of House Bill 96 regarding advanced standing programs such as Career Tech, College Credit Plus, and AP courses as it's factored into that GPA. And then Policy 5430 is on class rank. Again, House Bill 96, and it addresses Career Tech, College Credit Plus, and advanced placement courses when considering GPA and the Governor's Merit Scholarship.
Policy 6220, budget preparation. So a couple of the changes is they got rid of the word 5-year forecast, and instead of replacing it with a financial forecast. You've seen some of these steps where, as a treasurer, I'm mandated to have a tax budget, which we did in January. It just reiterates the due date, and then submitting those rates like we did today, had board approval onto the county auditor. Also within here is we have to have a cash position policy. So we are proposing the cash position policy be if we the subsequent year, the year preceding, that we would have a 60-day cash on hand balance. Any years beyond that subsequent year, it would be 75 days. If we do not meet that 75 days, Mr. Reibel and myself will need to present a plan of how we will get our cash balance up to that 75-day. If we have over 120 days, then Mr. Reibel and I will have to present to the board a suggestions on how to use that cash hand on balance in order to align with the strategic plan of the district. The next one is 6320, which is purchasing and bidding. So the main changes in here is that we are required to have attempt to get 3 quotes on the purchase of equipment and materials. The second one is we have to have board approval on any purchases or POs that exceed $50,000 or more, or deemed necessary by the superintendent and myself, or if those purchase agreements have a signature line which is requiring the board president to sign, those also need to be on here. Let me see if there's anything else. And that is competitive bidding, means that if we're doing anything with the renovation and any additions, that we will follow the Director of Commerce threshold level, which goes up 3% each year. It's at about $77,000 for this year. And that is it for 6320. The next one is procurement of federal grants, and this is 6325. The threshold to be considered a supply was $10,000. Now it's at $15,000. Use of credit card. So with the use of credit card, policy number 6423, it is that we will have rules and regulations that will be signed by administrators or staff employees that are using the credit card. And then we have to establish a threshold of how high that credit card amount can be. So basically, we will not exceed a balance of $225,000 on our credit cards. The next one is 6460, vendor relations. This is also aligned with the auditor of state, that we won't select vendors so that there is an increase of perks to an employee, such as frequent flyer rewards or hotels, or using a Giant Eagle card in order to get those discounted prices.
Okay, the next one is policy 754009, artificial intelligence. This replacement policy includes language from the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce model policy, which was a requirement of House Bill 96. The act requires the department to develop a model policy on AI by December 31st, addressing appropriate use of AI by students and staff for educational purposes. So we, in this policy, will be limiting the amount of AI that students and staff can use so that it is in alignment with our security and safety pieces to the internet, not just using any random AI, but specific ones that we know will be protected through our security and firewall here at Ravenna.
So, Ben, the July 1, 2026 deadline,
Yep.
is that whether if we're going to make the changes that you suggested or
Yep.
adopt the model policy created by the department, which we have to have the changes in by July 1, 2026?
That's the deadline, but this will meet that standard here.
Okay.
And then my final policy is 8500 food services. This is in response to the requirements of House Bill 10, and this talks about the act requires the Department of Education and Workforce and each school district, community school, STEM school, and boarding school to adopt a policy to prevent the purchase of cultivated protein food products or food misbranded as meat or egg products. So they want it healthy and they want it natural, and so that's what this policy is adopting.
And the next one is at item 13, to rescind a policy 6424. We do not have procurement cards. We've never had them, so that is it's not applicable to our district.
Okay. Are there any more questions or
Just a comment,
discussion?
thank you all for providing us with this summary. This was wonderful.
Good.
Okay, roll call?
Mrs. Calhoun?
Yes?
Mrs. Dennison?
Yes.
Mrs. Raynone?
Yes.
Mrs. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Wisniewski?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, on to item 14, personnel considerations. A1 is a standalone. It's certificated to accept the retirement resignation of Sheila Stefancic, who's an 8th grade science teacher at Brown Middle School at the end of the year.
All right, roll call, I'm sorry, I need a motion.
So moved?
Second?
Roll call?
Mrs. Calhoun?
Yes?
Mrs. Dennison?
Yes.
Mrs. Raynone?
Yes.
Mrs. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Wisniewski?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, believe we've got a consent agenda for items B, supplemental contracts, C, volunteers, and D, classified. B1 is to accept the resignation of a track coach that we had already approved for this year. He's moving on to a different job. 2 is to approve the amendment to employment resolutions on coaches. Since one resigned, we had to realign those 2 coaches that are listed to fill out the staff. Number 3 is to approve employment of a JV baseball coach. C is to approve employment of a volunteer softball coach as listed. I'm sorry, that's the end of that resolution. So B and C we'll vote on.
All right, could I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Roll call?
Mrs. Calhoun?
Yes?
Mrs. Dennison?
Yes.
Mrs. Raynone?
Yes.
Mrs. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Wisniewski?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, the last agenda items are under declassified, and those will be a consent for 1, 2, and 3. One is to approve the hiring or employment of a new educational aide at West Main. The second is to approve another educational aide that to be housed at Maplewood Career Centers for one of our students. And the third is to approve employment of substitute employees as listed.
Could I have a motion?
So moved. Second?
Any discussion? Roll call?
Calhoun?
Yes?
Mrs. Dennison?
Yes.
Mrs. Raynone?
Yes.
Mrs. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Wisniewski?
Yes.
Motion carried. Has anyone signed up for speaking?
No, ma'am.
All right. Informational items, spring break. There'll be no school during spring break, Monday, March 30th through Friday, April 3rd. Good Friday, no school. Conference comp day, no school. That would be Good Friday, April 3rd, and comp day, Monday, April 6th. Next Board of Education meeting is Monday, April 20th at 5 p.m. here at Ravenna High School. And now we have need of an executive session. Could I have a motion?
So moved?
Second?
Roll call?
Mrs. Calhoun?
Yes?
Mrs. Dennison?
Yes.
Mrs. Raynone?
Yes.
Mrs. Seaman?
Yes.
And Mr. Wisniewski?
Yes.
And that will be
Motion carried.
to consider purchase of property or public purposes for the sale of property at competitive bidding. If premature disclosure of the information would give an unfair competitive or bargaining advantage to a person or whose personnel private interest is adverse to the public interest, we do not plan on having any voting after executive session.
Sorry, Ben.
That's okay.
You're reconvening the regular session, and we have 6:22.
All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved?
Anyone second? Second. Okay.
All right, roll call?
Mrs. Calhoun?
Yes.
Mrs. Dennison?
Yes.
Mrs. Raynone?
Yes.
Mrs. Seaman?
Yes,
Mr. Wisniewski?
Yes.
motion carried.
We are done.